Bun, doamnelor, domnilor, suntem în continuare la Salonul Imobiliar București, ediția de primăvară, o ediție foarte frumoasă. Frumos afară, frumos și înăuntru și ne bucurăm tare că sunteți alături de Salonul Imobiliar București. Numele meu este Constantin Opriș, realizator, prezentator emisiuni economice al Profit News. Mă bucur să iau parte la aceste evenimente și să fiu omul care stă de vorbă cu cei prezenți aici. Am stat de vorbă și cu clienți, dar și cu dezvoltatori și cei care au standuri la această ediție a Salonului Imobiliar București. Încerc pe o parte dintre ei și am încercat în aceste 3 zile de eveniment să vi aduc aici pe scenă, tocmai pentru a reuși să încercăm să înțelegem mai bine ce produse au în această piață, cum se mișcă piața, care este trendul și mai exact ce ar trebui să reținem în aceste vremuri poate ușor dificile. Ultimul meu invitat pe această zi, în cadrul panelului de discuție de astăzi, Michael Topolinski, din partea InteRo Property Development. Hello and welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here and chatting with you.
Keep a little bit closer to mic, please, and tell us more about the InteRo company, what you develop, guys, and what is your role on this market, so big market right now.
Yeah, so in terms of InteRo Property Development, we're a family business. We arrived in Romania back in 2006 for the first time. And at that time, we were mainly buyers of apartments, of lands and things like that. Because the market then was obviously a little bit different. It was a very hot period in the Bucharest market. Since then, myself, I moved here 4 years ago to basically construct the development part of the business, which we've now gotten into. We've constructed 2 projects so far of about 400 apartments, and this year is a big year for us for development. We're planning on starting 3 projects, one of them in the Pejoria area, which will be a luxury project of 163 apartments, and then the next project is more of an accessibility focused project, but also value based, which means for us high quality for a very good price in Tunar, at the start of Tunar, so very close to the Centura. Over there, we're going to be constructing 180 apartments. And then the last project that we're going to be starting this year, that we hope to start this year, is an Obor, which is definitely the crown jewel of the development part of our business. It's right next to Veranda, the land plot that we have. And there we're hoping to build 2,200 apartments, about 100,000 square meters of office, and a lot of retail in that area. And
sounds like an optimistic plan and very much courage for you guys to do this, and that's an important sign that you share with us today, because being here under this circumstances, thinking about that you're gonna invest a few hundred millions in all these projects means a lot for the market and means a lot of courage, which we all need nowadays. But looking up on the projects that you represent and have these days at Salonul Imobiliar Bucuresti, what are the main projects that you sell now?
So the 2 main projects that we're selling right now are Pejoria 3 Residence, our project in Pejoria, the luxury project. That project is focused on bringing what we would consider the first real luxury project of the area, because there's a lot of good projects in the area, very high quality projects, but for us, luxury means a few different things. It's differentiating the layouts, it's differentiating the facilities or amenities on the site, it's creating the luxury lifestyle for the end residents. So we're selling that project, and then the second project is the one in Tunar, where we have very good layouts. For example, over there we're gonna have 1 bathroom for each room. So if it's a 2-room apartment, it'll have 2 bathrooms. There the prices are a big value proposition, because we're starting at about €1,000 a meter, which is a great price for Tunar. So those are the 2 projects we're selling right now, but hopefully we'll be talking about Obor very soon as well.
Yeah, why is Obor important for your portfolio as a developer?
First off, for us, Obor is the biggest project that we have in our pipeline right now, with 2,200 apartments. It's for us. We've been working on that project for a long time. So we've been working on plans. We've been continuously developing plans because we understand the importance of that location for all of Sector 2 and for the Obor area. we are planning to build the a real community there, where residents will be able to enjoy the lifestyle that they want at home with great amenities. For us, for example, we want to build a pool for each phase. We want to have a cinema room, a party room in each phase of the project, which will be free for the residents. And then we feel the importance of building the community there. And for us, we feel very lucky to be in Bucharest. I'm from Canada, my family's from Canada, but we feel very lucky to be in Bucharest and having a positive impact and creating something that benefits the community is extremely important to us.
How would you describe what is happening on the real estate market right now? One, and second, is the luxury segment so much affected?
So in terms of what we've seen, the luxury segment is the least affected so far. The ultra affordable is also has had a very minor impact. The medium market is definitely the segment that's had the largest impact to date regarding some of the I guess issues or adjustments that we have to deal with regarding some of the economic conditions in the market. But what I will say is that I understand that there's a lot of buyers that are waiting and they want to see what happens with the things that are going on, particularly around inflation and the impact on the interest rates and things like that. But I think it is important to understand the market that we're in. This is a market where last year, 58% of the transactions were closed in cash, the full cash.
Even right now, there is the same thing. In the first trimester of the year, most of the transactions were cash.
Exactly. So compared to when you're reading news from other markets that don't function in the same way, the impact, in our opinion, will be much less. Because, for example, I always look back to where I'm from to learn and to see what's going on. But for example, in Toronto right now, cash buyers represent a very, 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 very small percentage, around 1% to be honest, of the market. So for markets like that rely so heavily on credit, the interest rates and the inflation have a major impact overall.
Why? Tell us why in Canada the people that are going to buy with cash, they are only 1% and we have more than 50-something% buying with cash. Why? Because the property prices are too high, or the income, or what? Why is such a big difference?
See, this is a very important question, and I appreciate the question. The big thing about these two markets, if you look at them, is there's a problem of affordability in a lot of these developed markets. So if you look at Bucharest right now, the one statistic that we like to follow is how many times of the average annual salary is the average apartment in Bucharest, 2-room apartment. In Bucharest, it's about 8 times, 8 to 9 times. In Toronto, it reached a level of 30 times the average salary.
2 times more.
Yeah, over 3 times more, almost 4.
Yeah.
Almost 4.
3 to 6.
And if you look at London, it's an even bigger problem. Last year, they reached a level of 40 times. So despite the fact that salaries are higher, that doesn't mean that the power behind the buyer's money is more powerful than here. Cost of living's much lower here. The cost of real estate honestly is amazing here. It's very affordable. It's very accessible.
You wanted to say amazing low.
It's amazing low. It's it's very, very accessible.
Regarding the information that you have, looking up on those markets where you've been to in Canada, in Toronto, looking on our Romanian market, what do you think the Romanian real estate market you estimate will be in 10 years from now on, regarding the prices, regarding the development sector, and so on?
It's hard to make, a very I guess specific.
It's an European trend. If you look up in the back 20 years ago and you look in the future and see where some countries from the region, from the CE are right now, we follow that trend. So in the next 10 years, we're going to follow a trend. What's the trend?
In my opinion, the trend will be that the prices will raise quite a bit in the next 10 years, for sure. And there's a few different factors surrounding that. The interest right now, in terms of Romania, there isn't a huge attraction from foreign money, but it's growing. Some of the current issues in the region, geographical region in Eastern Europe, particularly the war in Ukraine, have had an impact where foreign investment is coming to, because it's a NATO country that's at the border, and we have to, you're getting a lot of support from some of these countries. But overall, in terms of the long-term 10 years plus, I would say that the trend is going to be that the prices will raise a lot. And despite the short-term issues that we're potentially looking at, and in my opinion, they're very minor, the short-term potential impacts.
What are the main issues that you're looking about right now?
It's mainly surrounding the inflation and interest rates and things like that. The banking issues, obviously, in the U.S. and whatnot, bring some fear to the market. But in terms of impact, it's really just around the inflation and the interest rates today that we're seeing. But despite the fact that there's some short-term vulnerabilities, let's say, the long-term forecast or the long-term outlook of the market is very, very strong. I think that the one area that Romania, Bucharest needs to put a little bit more energy in to provide that development or to accelerate that development for the city is creating more options and making it more appealing for foreign investors. That's one area where the market in general can improve.
Well, if we are looking right now, you are here in Romania developing more than 2,000 something apartments in Obor and also the other projects. So I guess it's appealing for foreign investors, no?
It is if they're willing to do. Some parts are for sure. I mean, you look at some of the statistics, particularly around affordability, and I guess some of the more stable factors of the market, they're definitely appealing for foreign investors. But right now, in the we'll see if it's the short term, but right now the problem that Bucharest is experiencing and other developed cities within the country is a little bit of lack of clarity surrounding some of the government interventions. There needs to be a little bit more clarity on the process, what the government's looking for in terms of projects, and more clarity on the urban planning of the city in general.
Will be a lot of changes, and I hope the next year we're gonna see those PUC and so other stuff approved and moving on and moving the market, not keeping it a little bit low.
And the one thing I also want to say about that is, in terms of our family, our business, we completely agree that there's the way that we view it is that there's certain projects that should be approved and there's certain projects that should not be approved. There just has to be clarity on what should be approved. And today we do not have that clarity, unfortunately.
And you have the clarity on those two projects that you're already selling it.
Yes.
That's important right now.
Yes.
Because you have the clarity on what you sell, not
exactly
what you might sell in 10 years or 5 or whatever. Looking upon the products that you have, do you think the Romanian customer has changed in the last 3-4 years regarding the new changes, the new way of life, the new way of work, and remote work and so on? What are the main changes that you've noticed on the market?
There's definitely been changes, for sure. I think there's been changes on the part, obviously the developers are following the demands of the buyers. So I would say that the buyers are starting to become more sophisticated. They're looking for higher quality product. You're seeing a lot more residential projects with high quality materials, such as the ventilated facades. The layouts in general are trying to be more useful, higher function, and generally larger spaces. There's definitely been a development from that side for sure, and I think that there's going to be continued development. For us, it's very important to try to bring as many ideas to the market from foreign markets that are more developed, because we know that that a lot of these different things that you're seeing there can have a positive impact and create a better quality of life.
What do you bring from other markets to the projects that you develop in Romania? Mainly those two projects that we are talking about and you're selling here at Palatul Parlamentului.
So regarding the luxury project, Pejorete residence, the first thing in terms of differences, I would say, is around the layouts. So for us, we wanted to bring some of the different functional rooms that you'll see in other markets. For example, if you go to an apartment in Canada, if you walk into the hallway, you're going to have a closet on the side, and it's not a dulap that you buy from Mobile Expert or somewhere else. It's a room that's a closed room, and you keep your things in there to keep your space clean and to keep it appealing for your guests when they come to see. Then for laundry, for the washing machine, you have a spalateria, the laundry room. You have rooms for storage. For us, we're implementing one bathroom to each room. Things like this. Beyond that, the one thing that we tried to do to differentiate the project from the market today as well is surrounding the balconies. We put a distance of 2.5 meters for the width, which is very difficult to find in the city today. So those are some of the things surrounding the layouts. Regarding additional factors, regarding amenities, when I first moved to Bucharest even 4 years ago, it was very rare to find amenities on the site. You talk about facilities and you're talking about places that you go outside of the project. For us, it was important to bring amenities from the very beginning, which we did with our first projects, and we're going to be continuing to do with these ones. So at our luxury project, we're going to have a cinema room that you can rent for free. You just have to put a guarantee in case there's damages. There's going to be a party room that you can use for free, a gym that you can use for free, and then also on the exterior, we're going to have a pool of about 300 square meters, barbecue area, dog area, things like this. So it's bringing more of those amenities in-house for the residents overall.
And those amenities, they cost a lot to implement them. You can easily build some other apartments to sell them, but no, you create amenities for the people. Tell us about the prices.
Yeah.
Expensive?
So it is a luxury project. The prices at the beginning for us are lower than the competitors of the area. For sure. But our expectation is that by the end of the project, the prices that we're going to be selling at will increase significantly. We wanted to start with relatively low prices, in our opinion, because it is a project that we're starting. So we can't bring them to the facilities. We can't bring them to these things. They have to put a little bit of trust in us, and we have to explain it clearly for them. So we wanted to start with prices that were attractive, considering the area. But long term, once we get towards the end of the project and you can actually see what we built and you can experience that lifestyle, we expect our prices will be quite a bit higher.
Well, sounds good. The plan of the Topolinski family in Romania, investing in such a high-class property in a luxury area. And I'm asking you, this is my final question. You're planning to go to Poland to invest also?
Not today, no, but we definitely are very interested in other countries in Eastern Europe as well. But Romania is where we feel at home. We're happy to be here, and we're happy to continue to develop and be a part of the community, for sure.
Well, that's great. And at the end of our question, how do you see, looking up on how the economy is moving in Romania, how do you see the rest of the year on the real estate market?
So I think that in terms of the real estate market, it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen, but what I will say is that the results of last year were very promising. They were a lot better than what I personally thought and what we thought they would be. And if there is any adjustment in the market regarding price or regarding transactions or things like that, I think it'll be minimal compared to other markets. But the thing that's important right now is that developers bring product that is either, that's definitely priced appropriately. But if you're bringing projects that are developing and bringing good ideas to the market, we're seeing a lot of interest. For us, we haven't seen any decrease in sales regarding our previous two projects or even the projects we're working on now. So for us, we're excited.
You guys do the investment keeping up the forecasts or just the instinct, the business instinct?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
You do the investment in Romania by looking up on the forecast?
Yeah.
Or you're based on your business instinct?
No, it's both, for sure.
Both?
We do a lot of research on the market, and there's a lot of signals that are showing to a very strong, stable market for the long term.
So it will be a stable market in Romania, that's for sure. They're getting up the prices right now. Well, thank you very much, Michael Topolinski, for being here as today. Much more information from their stand you can thank you so much. Doamnelor, domnilor, da, vă mulțumim foarte mult. Mulțumesc, Michael, pentru prezență. Că ți-ai adus și echipa aici și cred că sunt cele mai multe aplauze primite de la un invitat până în momentul de față.